Today, I want to talk about how you know you're ready to begin the intuitive eating journey and the critical step most people who try intuitive eating miss out on. So, the YouTube algorithm really likes it if you like my videos. So, if you can like this video after you've watched it, if you found it useful, that would be so lovely. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the thing that people miss when they begin intuitive eating. I'll talk about the most common example is someone tries intuitive eating, they eat way too much, and they realize intuitive eating is not for them. But that is because they missed out on this first step. And this first step is, in a nutshell, cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm talking about where you are writing before, not after. I'm not talking calories. I'm talking about you write down your food, you write down your emotions, and you write down your thoughts. Now, this CBT has a lot of great science behind it. There will be an article down below explaining both the CBT, and if you have no idea what intuitive eating is, if you've never tried it, there will be another article explaining that down below as well. But CBT is where you start really grasping and understanding and getting control over your binges. So if you're overeating like crazy and you don't have the CBT background where you can catch the binges, where you can kind of control them or make them go away a little bit, where you can work with them, when you start the intuitive eating process, it's going to be too chaotic. Now, I understand that if you're an intuitive eating professional or a therapist out there, you can disagree with me, but this has just been my experience working with dozens of clients. First, I tried intuitive eating, and I love intuitive eating. I'm a certified intuitive eating counselor. It works. And in a moment, we'll talk about when you're ready to become an intuitive eater. But I've just worked with enough people by now where I see that they're not ready for intuitive eating. They can't catch their binges. It's too unpredictable. They are not stable enough to listen to the quiet voice within. So CBT, in this journaling process, this is where you get stable. It's where you get steady. It's where the binges go down and you get in a better position to be grounded, and then you're able to do the intuitive eating work. But that's not quite the feeling that I'm talking about when you know you're ready to become an intuitive eater. The feeling that I'm talking about, and this is the second point, how you know you're ready to become an intuitive eater, um, is when you feel weird. Oftentimes, people express to me this really great fear, like, what if I stop binging? Like, who will I be without binging, right? Who will I be without overeating? There's this really great fear. And so this first part where you're writing your thoughts and emotions before you practice this skill and you're all of a sudden able to catch binges, you're able to ride them out, the binges go down, you are gaining control, stability, a sense of groundedness. When you do this for a while, all of a sudden your binges are going to go down and you're going to feel weird. You're going to feel weird in a good way. You're going to be like, whoa, like I'm in this new zone and I don't want to binge and it's really weird and okay, it's nice, but like, whoa, you know, it's kind of like a good version of the Twilight Zone. You know that music, do 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 do, but like that in a good sounding voice. It's like do 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 do. I don't want to binge. What? Do 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 do. And you know, doubts come up at this point. Am I going to binge? How long is this going to last? Of course, it's going to last because we're building a rock solid foundation on proper nutrition and most of all the psychology. You're uprooting these unconscious voices and relationship dynamics through your journaling efforts. You're doing this the right way. This is not a diet or anything like that. So it works. It's going to sustain. But when you first stop binging, it feels weird. And that's when you're ready to begin intuitive eating. The binges are gone, or pretty much gone. They're decreasing a lot. It feels really weird. And you're like, what next? Like, how do I continue to grow? And then that's when you're ready to become an intuitive eater. That's when you're ready to become an intuitive eater. So this is like a controversial point because I really, really do strongly feel that if you're an overeater, you really do need to start with CBT. Start with the journaling, start with catching your cues, and then move on to intuitive eating. Maybe if you're not an overeater, if you're struggling with anorexia, if you're just a chronic dieter or something like this, maybe there are other situations. I've gone through, I was a wrestler, I would overeat, I would go through these weight cycles. So I'm only really speaking for overeaters. But nonetheless, this is what I really strongly believe in. And to summarize this video, I'll say that one, the most common mistake people make is they jump into intuitive eating when they're not really, when their relationship with food is very chaotic still. And this can really undermine the intuitive eating process because you're trying to do the intuitive eating thing and your binges just keep, chopping off your head and filling up your belly and all that stuff. And you feel like a failure. And then you quit the intuitive eating thing. You say it's not for you and you're back on a diet. That's not what we want. We want you to do the CBT. Very simple process. Very simple. A lot of depth though too. It starts off simple, but then it goes deeper. Anyways, start off with the CBT. Start off with the journaling. You get stable, and you get to this weird zone where you're connecting to your intuitive eating voice naturally, and then you're ready to go. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, please like this video. It really helps with those algorithms. And check out those articles down below, the CBT one, and if you want to learn more about intuitive eating or either one, they are down below as well. So with that being said, Jared here. Namaste. Have a good one.